Our friend is actually asking inflation can it kill growth and push the economy to depression? You know where depression is? Here. This is the zero line. You're asking whether inflation can take the economy to depression. Never seen anything like this. Recession it can. Recession it can. Let me explain. Right now it's going on also. Let me explain. This zone you could go. How? European Union, the zone. They were doing okay, not too bad. Okay, they were not in recession, but 2%, 3%. Putin occupies Ukraine. Energy prices soar. Food prices soar. My budget is 100 rupees. Energy has become, food has become. So where is the demand? Demand got killed by inflation. Supply gets killed when demand is not there, supply won't be there. So what do you have? You have growth falling flat and you could even be growing in negative. So inflation killed growth and pushed the economy into a recession because by killing consumption and demand, there is no scope for economy to grow. It's in the negative territory and you call that stagflation. Stagflation. Stag is for stagnation, which is another word for, not another word, proxy for recession. Have you understood? Have you?
Yes, sir.
Please tell me a little loud so that otherwise I'll repeat and it will sort of bother you. So that is stagflation. Inflation kills growth. If Saudi Arabia says that we are not comfortable with the world today, guys are taking our oil very cheaply, we will not produce so much, Putin is with me, together we agree that we will cut down the production, it will be at least $120 a barrel. Then the inflation, I can't afford transport, I can't afford gas, everything will shoot up, I can't afford anything, and there is no demand, no supply, growth is killed because of inflation. So inflation can be a growth killer. It can happen. It happened right now. The Eurozone is in recession because of inflation. There is no other reason except inflation. So that's a link for you. I have explained. Anyone else also, this is an exam specific question. Like that, if you have questions, you are most welcome. I am waiting for you for a few seconds. Again, if there are no questions, it means that all is well. Okay. So we handled quite a few things. We talked of depression, recession, slowdown, business cycle, etc. We even handled the term oikos, nomos, and so on. Consumption, we know consumption. There are two words here. Please understand them. Four words actually interrelated. Consumption. This is the second class. So, a lot of what I speak is for comfort. Consumption, investment. Consumption is to satisfy. Dharmendra ji, yesterday we missed out two graphics. Richard Taylor was missing in action. Need versus want. It's a cute little table of comparison. Need, want. We did discuss it yesterday, but I thought this will Embed it in your mind. You know, we are not emotionally attached. I need food. You need food. We have food, regular food. We are not emotionally attached to that. You know, you want exotic food, yeah? You are emotionally attached. You will run to Chandni Chowk for that. Emotional attachment. Regular denims we are wearing and kurta, we are not emotionally attached. Special dresses you have for birthdays and marriages and all that, you are emotionally attached to that. So a want, you are emotionally attached. You know, need, there is no emotion at all, because need is for functioning. Need is for living and functioning. Food, water, shelter, very high priority, very, very high. Want can wait, need can't wait. So I thought this is a pretty neat sort of a bifurcation and comparison, you know. After which we'll see Taylor. After which we'll see business cycle. And then recession and depression and slowdown. I have a lot of graphics for you to understand better. Nudge units is a lovely, good preliminary question. What are nudge units? What is a nudge unit? A group of people specialized in influencing the behavior of common people to fall in line on certain priorities. I told you yesterday, health, financial inclusion, tax, sanitation, all that. You know, switch off your lights, don't waste electricity. That will add up to a lot of conservation, for which a nudge unit can help. Just a second. Richard Taylor was in Delhi, and I thought, you know, he's a man for preliminary. All this, that is how you change the behavior. Don't waste water. That requires a lot of behavioral change, can be affected. Electricity. Go to the school. Don't eat junk food. All that salt and sugar. So these are the nudges. Oh, these are the nudges, you know. Nudge units, Taylor, etc. Now we'll go into the business cycle. Oh yes. Expansion, boom, peak, slowdown, recession, trough and all that. Maybe we can magnify, expand the font. Yeah, zoom in. You know, a decent question is quite probable from here. One of the following is the odd person out. He'll give you 4 statements about the business cycle. One of them will be out of line. You need to spot that. Everything that I told you is there in the graphic. What happens when you're peaking? And you know, okay, cyclical, counter-cyclical, I'll talk of once you have digested all this. Trough, you've fallen, slow down, recession, what do? You know, there is a term called animal spirits. I'll return to that also, you know, once you've done this. After learning all this, you will write in your own words. But whatever you write, you should be confident, and flow should be there, comfort should be there. Even if you go wrong, don't go wrong. If you do, there's no problem. It's your personality that counts. The comfort, the confidence, the flow, and the connections. Shall we take this out? This is, you know, peak, and this is not the, this is from Investopedia, which is the most followed financial website in the world. But still from peak, how could you recede, you please tell me? Up to here it is slow down. This is a recession because a little above the zero line, little below the zero line, you're for sure in recession. Don't have to hit the zero line for you to be in recession. You know, you can be a little above this also. Depression is one of the rarest once in a century. It happened only once in the history. And a recovery, of course, expansion. Again, you peak, slow down. A rough diagram, but the diagram I drew was far more closer to the reality. Next. Recessions versus depression. Just a slowdown is mild compared to recession. Recession is mild compared to depression. Can we again magnify? You know, recession won't last for years. It will last for months. Years, and that will make a depression. It will not last for years. Depression lasted for 10 years. And when Lehman Brothers broke the economy down, when you went into Great Recession, you didn't call it depression, it was a Great Recession. You were out of it. It took America, the epicenter, it took America about 2 years or so to come out. We were not in recession. We were impacted, but we grew about 4%, 2008, 2009. Aggressive monetary policy, aggressive. Cut the rates down. When we get there, we'll talk about it. You can pin me down on all this, whatever angle, you know, I'm here to explain. Yeah.
Can we use the term like recession is a subset of depression?
No, you're taking liberty. Don't take liberty here. Recession, when it gets aggravated, it has a chance of becoming depression. It's possible that recession hangs around like this. It's possible that recession Recession, Great Recession, depression. It takes a lot for, I rule out depression. Even COVID did not give you a depression. So depression is ruled out. You're not in 1929, you are in 2023. We are all together. We could do something or the other. A lot of things can be done by printing money, and that's how we came out of it. There'll be problem, there'll be recession, there'll be inflation, there'll be stagflation. For a fairly lengthy period of time, 9 months, 10 months, 1 year, 12, 14 months. But getting worse from there, I don't know what it takes. Tomorrow, China-Taiwan problem. What kind of a shock it will give? What will be the impact? I have no idea. But depression, you rule it out. You please say recession and governments take action, and the depression has not happened since 1929-39, and most unusual event. And the way we are coordinating, it's unlikely that we may ever see depression. Unlikely. But again, to come back to you on this, as long as you are writing well, you know what you are writing. It doesn't matter what you say, recession is a subset. No, there are two levels. How can it be subset? If you are okay with this, if you could connect all this, then we are into the next, there's one on slowdown that I recall. Yeah, slowdown versus recession. Slowdown, you are in the positive territory. Recession, it's possible you are in the negative territory. Slowdown is you are still in growth. Recession, around that flat line, could be negative also. These tables are your Bibles. I tell students when you are having chai, take out, this will be on the website. So this is cryptic. Language is good. You could recall easily, etc., etc. Classically, studied over chai. That doesn't mean, anything. You're sitting somewhere, 2-3 tables you can finish off. The shocks to the economy can come from inside, from outside. America, dollar is strengthening, their rates are going up because of their inflation. Money is leaving your country. Rupee is sinking. You can't do too much about it. Your economy is also decelerating because, inflation, this and that, because of the weakness of rupee. Shock is external. Putin, shock is external. Saudi Arabia, shock is external. But inside also there can be a shock. It can be because of political instability. It can be because of mismanagement of economy. It can be because monsoons haven't been there optimally. So there can be reasons within the cycle, rates. Outside the cycle, but still within the country, monsoons. Outside the country, geopolitical, Putin. Outside the country, geo-economic, American rates, American inflation, dollar versus rupee. So, there can be from multiple angles, there can be hits on the economy. That is why stable growth of economy, domestic and global, it happens, but it gets shocks also. Shocks. You're okay with this? Yeah. Next one we have. Oh, this I will talk and then you will see this. Yeah. Okay. I was telling you about consumption and investment. Consumption is satisfying your needs. Consumption. Consumption durable, non-durable. You know, the food we have is a non-durable thing. Consumer non-durable good. Durable good is, you know, a vehicle that you bought, durable, the AC, durable, the fan, durable, the chair is durable, the table is durable, the computer, durable. They're all consumer durables because they last more than 3 years. Non-durables are the ones that have to be replaced within 3 years and, you know, varying degrees. So, both of them are consumption. But remember, same good can be consumption good or investment good. You know, investment is what? Buy a building to do business. You are not occupying the business for consumption. You are using it as a capital good, the good which is invested in for returns. Machinery. With that, you produce goods and services which are for consumption. Take a car. Your car may be for consumption. My car may be for taxi. You know? So the same car, identical car, you are consuming it. I am using it as a capital good for returns on it. So it's not, you know, the same AC, you know, in your room, consumption. But the guy who put up the AC in your room, the room that you have rented, for him it is a capital good. You see? So same good can be consumption or capital, depends upon the use of it. Consumption to satisfy need, capital to generate returns. And for consumption creates, you know, demand and supply. Demand and supply. Demand is two types. I am a consumer. I have demand. You know, regular stuff, consumer non-durables and all that. There is an entrepreneur. He also places demand on the economy. Investment demand. He buys cement and steel and all that. So, investment demand, consumption demand. Demand two types. Supply, you know, production, supply at a given price, you are ready to provide goods and services. Demand at a given price, I am ready to place a demand in the market, ready to buy whatever. At a certain price, I am ready, willing. So these are the some basics of the economy, so that tomorrow you come across, you are comfortable. Now the two big things that we need to talk of, opportunity cost, trade-off. Actually the class started with a discussion on trade-off. I thought, you know, it was my duty to tell you the example of the Andhra Guaranteed Pension Scheme, GPS. If you are appearing for any of the Public Service Commission exams other than UPSC, this example will sell very hot. UPSC also it will take, but UPSC being a national commission, maybe they expect you to go purely with the NPS. I have no idea. That depends on the examiner. Opportunity cost. See, given the fact of scarcity, you have to make a choice. Imagine the government of India has infinity, unlimited money. School, take it. Free food, you take it. IAS, take it. What is it that you guys want? Take it. Then there is scarcity and there is, you don't have to make a choice at all. Take whatever you like. But we have to make a choice. Today, you got 6 hours at your disposal. Do I study economics, geography, history? You have to make a choice because time is limited. You have to make a choice because, you know, night is setting in, already 1 o'clock in the night, and how much longer can you stay up? You have to make a choice. Time is short, effort is short. So where there is scarcity, there is choice. You have to choose. I'll give you the example, two examples. You know, take government. Your own personal life also I can give, but that's okay. I'll give lots of examples actually. You know, the budget size of the government of India is about 45 lakh crores, 23, 24 roughly. 43 of that they borrowed about, how much is the borrowing? Borrowing is about 15 lakh crores, about 15 lakh crores. They have to do Jal Jeevan, Saubhagya, Ujjwala, and they also have to give some loan interest free to the states for infrastructure. You know, how much can you do? You have only 45 lakh crores. So, I want to spend 100 on primary health centers, primary health. But I have to choose between setting up more schools, primary health centers. I zeroed down. I cut out all of the choices, only two choices. Primary health center, primary school. I have to choose only one. So if I set up a primary health center, what are the benefits? X, Y, Z. If I set up a primary school, what are the benefits? A, B, C, D. So I will see how much will be my loss. I have to choose only one. The next best alternative, what does it cost me not to entertain the next best option? That is the opportunity cost. I have 100 rupees. You know, husband and wife, they are talking about it. Husband says, let's buy Reliance. Wife says she's more concerned about stability. Let's put it in the, the National Savings Certificate, that is the Indian Post Office. So when she puts it in the National Savings Certificate, if Reliance gave you 10%, that is the opportunity cost. You know, the cost of the opportunity is more than the gain. The gain is only 8% in the post office. But if Reliance crashes, then you see what is the opportunity cost. You are very happy that your opportunity cost is so low, etc. So what is the next best opportunity? Number one, by not opting for it, what does it cost you? Number two, this is the opportunity cost. In your own case, right now, you can stay in your room and study geography or history, but you are here because you calculated, okay, I'll spend 2 hours there, my economy is taken care of, and geography I'll sort of study. Or somebody can go for a movie. What movie is showing, I have no idea. That is the opportunity cost. And some of you, have the option of either working already or studying for your civil services. The opportunity cost of your not working, so the next best opportunity that you have not cashed in on is the cost that you call the opportunity cost. Because you have a choice. You have a choice. Where there is a choice, there is opportunity cost. It can be tangible. 10 rupees job was waiting for me. I did not entertain that option. I'm studying. Tangible. It can be intangible. It can be intangible like, I didn't invest in greening the country. The carbon dioxide that is not absorbed. Kind of intangible. The good air quality, that's not intangible. My effort is intangible. My time is intangible. So yes, opportunity cost. I was telling you, where there is choice, there is opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. It's never gain. You don't gain by not entertaining the next best option. I'll tell you something now. I have to pay tax. 100 rupees of tax I have to pay. Where is the opportunity cost? Because I have no choice, I have to pay. Where I have no choice, there is no opportunity cost. The 100 that I have to pay. Generally, candidates are asked in the interview, you have to pay a tax amount of 100 rupees, and what is the opportunity cost? Then the candidate will start saying, I can donate, I can go to the post office, I can put the money in the mutual fund, all that. But where there is a compulsion, mandatory payment, there is no choice. Whereas the 100 I have paid to the government as tax, once it falls into the government's kitty, Consolidated Fund of India, government has opportunity cost. Government can either build a road or build a port or an airport or school or hospital, and then what gives them maximum benefit in multiple ways? Sustainability, equity, because the government also has to create jobs. Growth, jobs, sustainability, crunch all that together, you have the option. The other option gives you growth, even more taxes also, but sustainability is not there. Chuck that. So what is the criterion here? Not only growth, not only tax, but also the so-called intangible sustainability. So you calculate government's money, when the government spends, government does so by taking into consideration the opportunity cost. Whereas I have to pay the 100, I have no choice. So there is no opportunity cost. If you wanted to, play on this for a little longer, I am ready if you have a question. Take your time, it's worth it. Opportunity cost. "30 seconds rule applies. For 30 seconds, if you have no question, that's a compliment. Take your time, you will get wonderful questions. You have fresh minds. Yeah. Can you say it again, please? I'm coming. Your question is trade-off and opportunity cost comparison. I'll come to that. So this is opportunity cost. I take this or this. I take this or this. There is no midway here. Whereas the example that I gave you about Andhra Pradesh guaranteed pension, have the new contribution, have the old guaranteed stuff. So in a trade-off, you have both the options intact, but at a compromised level. I want growth. Somebody will tell you, sir, let's have growth. Who cares for price stability? Growth is important, sir. So you've chosen, growth. But that's opportunity. The opportunity cost is the price stability. What it would have generated is something that you have abandoned in pursuit of growth. Opportunity cost. In trade-off, you kill a bit of growth, kill a bit of inflation, have stability there, and 6% whatever. Decent amount of growth, price stability, you compromise on both. You're not asking for 2% inflation. You're not asking for 8% growth. Come on, a little bit down here, little bit down here. So in a trade-off, you compromise on 2 objectives or 3 or 4 or whatever, and you have all the 2 or more objectives fulfilled at a compromised level. Trade-off, you trade off only one portion of another option. You don't trade it off. If you trade off entirely, then it's an opportunity cost. You chose to exercise only one option. For example, Joshi Mart, don't build a road there. Leave it alone. Then you are exercising only one option, that is, sustainability. Let's have a road of this type. Cut a few trees, not so many. The Himalayas are fragile. So you want to have both, there is a trade-off of a bit of each. Opportunity cost, one opportunity has been chosen and the next best has been dropped. I hope you got it. Yeah. You know, for example, in your case, you could have, you are a software engineer, you could have worked, but you thought civils is your fascination, so you've come. But 2 hours you can always do gig work on the computer if somebody wants you, you're a graphic designer, rather than, not entertaining this option altogether. 2 hours of graphic design you could do on a Sunday or any other day, complementary to this. So, that's a trade-off. Traded off a full-time job, but kept some job, this, that. Yeah. Take your time. Two more things that you find in lesson 1 in the notes that you got yesterday. I will spend about a couple of minutes on each. With that, you can say goodbye to chapter 1. Chapter 2, of course, is your big time GDP and all that. You've been seeing, I think Hindu yesterday or day before, sometime, all newspapers, all of them are saying, RBI put out a report about 10 days back or so, wherein it said that we're talking of savings. A question on savings is quite important. I'm not going to exhaust the topic right now. That will be a part of our discussion on budget and all that. But I have to introduce you to savings. What is savings? My income is 10 rupees. My expenditure is 9. One is saving. Income over expenditure is savings. Those savings, you see, I put 1 rupee in the bank. Savings. It can be bank or, metals or land or whatever. It can be bank or a bond or the equities, etc. Financial and physical. Now the point I'm making is this. So my income is 10 and I saved 1 rupee because my expenditure is 9. 1 rupee I could save. I saved 1 rupee. Financial savings, 1 rupee I saved. Gross saving, that is gross saving. But I took a loan of 25 paisa. My net savings is only 75 paisa. Post-COVID, there is a problem. We were all shocked out of our wits. It never happened in human history. Post-COVID, for the first time I am seeing this, that gross savings are down, net savings are down. That is RBI report, but the government of India said RBI is wrong. That's another story. So you also don't play on that, but I just explained to you the concept of savings, gross, net. What makes an economy competitive? I will give you a bare introduction, you build on that. But I'll also give you the rest of the details in course of time. For the time being, I'll give you, elementary introduction. Competitive means what? For an enterprise, for an economy to be competitive, that is, it can produce goods and services most efficiently. That is competition. If you can produce, something at 10 rupees, if I can produce at less than 10 rupees, I'm competitive. My goods are better, I'm competitive. I'm sustainable, I'm competitive. So competitiveness is producing better goods, better in terms of quality, after sales, a price and all that. So what makes you competitive? What makes you competitive? You should be educated, number 1. You should have the skills, number 2. Research and development must be there, number 3. This infrastructure must be there, number 4. There should be financial institutions that are stable and, they can contribute to growth. And government policy. Government can promote, government can kill. So what's the government doing right now? Semiconductors. They are saying India will be a global hub in the manufacture of semiconductors. That's what the government is saying. So for you to be competitive in semiconductors, get the FDI, get them to invest in R&D, skill the people, build their talent, create the ecosystem, all that. So that is how you become competitive. Keep this in your mind. We need to build on this. Because I think the most expectable question in the prelim is, or for that matter main also, is about competitiveness of the economy. Now, chapter 1 is behind us. Dharmendra ji, any graphic related to this? Opportunity cost, yes. At every turn, every decision of ours has either opportunity cost or a trade-off. You know, on a Sunday you would like to have peace of mind. You want to have the day for yourself. You want to plan and get ready for the upcoming week. If I have a class on Sunday, then there is a trade-off. There is opportunity cost also. Trade-off means, okay, fine, I'll go, I'll post-class, pre-class, I'll plan and all that. Class also I will take advantage. Opportunity cost is if you don't come here at all, opportunity cost. Trade-off, okay, I'll try and be more efficient. I'll do whatever I thought I'll do on a Sunday. I'll still do it. Compress it a little bit, and I'll also have the class. At every point in your daily life, you have to make a decision, and every decision involves either opportunity cost or trade-off. The scarcity, you have only 24 hours. You're okay with this? Trade-off also we have one? We don't have. Okay. Comparison we don't have? Okay. Maybe I'll get you later. This we are starting now, GDP, etc. Remember, just like the whole scientific movement, scientific management movement. If you can measure, you can manage. Scarcity. You get up at say 7 in the morning, go to sleep at 12, in between of course class and stuff. 7 to 12 is how many? 17 hours you've got. That's all you have. Within that you have to manage, days. So you have to measure. Get up at 7, 8 o'clock. What have I done? 9 o'clock. What have I done? So on an hourly basis, you have to see how far you have been doing what you think you should do. Yes? Similarly, you have to measure the economic growth. If you don't measure which part of the economy is growing, you don't know. Agriculture is growing all right, but if you are producing not rice and wheat, but if you are producing some flowers or something, what use is a flower when you don't have rice and wheat? So which part of economy is growing? Number one, is it creating jobs? Number two, if this is the rate of growth of economy, am I going to collect enough taxes? Number three, the way the economy is growing, is it creating enough jobs? Number four, how much of destruction of environment is going on? Number five, are the benefits spread out well? Number six, everything you have to find out about the growth for national consolidation, nation building, you will be able to find out only when you know the quantum level, magnitude, and the direction of growth. What good is the economy if artificial intelligence is growing and the nation is in a crisis? What good is the economy if the rice is growing and all water is being guzzled, water table is being depleted, etc. So you need to find out what is the status of growth, direction of growth, the quantum of, growth per unit of time, year, quarter, etc. First time there was this economist, Simon Kuznets. Some people pronounce him as Kuznets. I don't know, never heard anyone say this. But Kuznets is what I know, Kuznets. He was the one who helped the American government during Depression to, he introduced the concept of GDP and said, let's start measuring growth so that we know where we are, we know where we have to go. Once you know where we are, we already know where we have to go, we can have a plan to go there, quantitate how much money I have to invest. What should be the tax collection, tax concession, etc. Everything you want to work out for growth, recovery, this, that, you can do by measuring growth. I've seen some students, they just study, they make it. That's a rare species. Most students who make it, they go methodically, 2 hours this, 2 hours this, so-called scientifically. It's okay, but GDP can only grow according to your goals only if you measure growth. And Simon Kuznets introduced the concept of GDP, gross domestic product. Dharmendra ji, what's the time?
15 minutes left.
So, he created the concept called the GDP, gross domestic product. So what is this GDP, GNP, and now in India there is a new concept called the GVA and so on. I'll explain all that. It's a fairly simple thing that we need to understand. We don't have to go much deeper. GVA never came in the exam, but I don't rule it out. It was introduced in 2015, 2013, 23, 8 years it never came, but I don't rule it out. I'll tell you why. So GDP, what are you producing? This is India. I'm going abstract about the way I represent. This is India. This is the world. India. In India, right now, the value of our GDP is, some people are saying 3.75. I've read IMF say 3.75 trillion dollars. So 3.75 trillion dollars multiplied by 83 rupees gets you somewhere around 3 crores of rupees. 3 crores of rupees in rupee, Indian rupee is the value of your GDP, and if you multiply that, This is in USD. Each USD is 83. So this, if you divide that by 83, you will get 3.75 trillion dollars. Apparently, we will see. So that much is the worth of goods and services produced within the country by Indian nationals, citizens, and the foreign nationals. Foreign national can be anyone. Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, America, Chinese, whoever, they are all legally operating here. So, everyone, irrespective of nationality, producing goods and services within the country, the entire value of all that they are producing adds up to 3 crores of rupees in a given year. Our Prime Minister is saying we will be in the top 3 of the world. That's not at all difficult. Top 3 is not difficult. After that, top 2 is impossible. Because you just got to overtake Germany, you are 4. You will do it next year. You have to overtake Japan, and you will do it in maybe 3 years or so. So, but then after that comes the dragon, which is impossible. So, this is the number. So, GDP gross, I'll explain to you what is gross. Domestic product is what you produce, final product. Gross is, see, the value of the GDP gross is 100 rupees. But while producing this 100 rupees, take agriculture, I'm a farmer. I produce rice or wheat, whatever, 20 rupees worth, 15 rupees worth. But in the process, the tractor is worn out, the thresher is worn out. So while producing goods and services, okay, Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, there's 100 rupees worth of goods and services. What is the wear out? The wear out, the consumption of capital, the buildings and computers which have undergone erosion, capital consumption it is called, must be 20 rupees. So what have you produced and what is its price value? 100 rupees. In the process of production, how much is the capital consumption? How much is your wear and tear and all that? 20 rupees. The tax department knows the depreciation. If you buy a computer of 100 rupees, the tax department allows you to deduct from your taxable income 20 rupees every year, because that is the depreciation of the computer. So, the depreciation is the capital consumption, the wear and tear of the machinery and the physical assets in the process of production of goods and services in the economy. So, 100 is the value of what you produced, which is gross. From there you deduct the depreciation and you arrive at the net. And what's the domestic is within the territory. This is my country, our country. Within the territorial boundaries of the country, what you have produced constitutes your domestic product. You know gross, you know domestic. Product is, see, product means final product. See, I am a farmer, wheat, I produce wheat. That wheat I produce, I sell to him. He mills it, makes atta out of it. That atta he sells to him because he has a restaurant where he has all this chapati and stuff. So, you know, chapati is 10 rupees. Atta was 7 rupees, 6 rupees. Wheat was 3 rupees. So you can't say 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18, 18 is the value of your GDP. No, this 3, that 5 is included in the 10. So you can't double and triple count because that will overstate the value of the product. So basically you are saying as a definition for the GDP, the value, market value, not your fanciful value, market value of all final goods and services produced within the territorial boundaries of a country by in a certain period of time, quarter, half year, 1 year, whatever. So the market value of all the final goods and services produced within the territorial geographical boundaries of a country in a given period of time is what constitutes a GDP. Finally, you have to. I'm searching for some definitions and I see definitions and so on. Some people don't use the word final. But how can you not use the word final, you please tell me? You have to use the word final because otherwise intermediates are also counted, double counting takes place. But then UPSC itself at times neglects using the word final. You can't find fault with your paper setting body because you get nothing out of complaining. So while you are writing, you use the word final. Don't expect everybody to be 100% precise in the definition. Precision, you follow. Others, relax a little bit. That is a standard operating procedure of UPSC. Don't expect 100% precision except where it is required. See the personality, see the flow, see the comfort. Here and there the person makes mistake, it does not matter, that's not a mistake at all. So, but then, if I had a choice, I'll be precise. Gross domestic product, we have explained what is this gross. In the process, we also have come to know net also. Gross to net, you cut the depreciation out. By explaining the GDP, we also hinted at what GNP could be. GNP could be gross national product. So, gross national product. Product is product, gross is gross, net is net. Instead of domestic, you are using the word national. National means national. Wherever Indians are, all that they are producing, when you totalize the value, it is GNP. Wherever Indians are, someone is in America, someone in Japan, someone in Malaysia, as long as he is a citizen of India, it doesn't matter, NRI is a citizen of India. Citizen of India, wherever he is, all that he is producing, he doesn't have to send it back home. Japan, Indian citizen, he is not sending 1 rupee here, but whatever he is contributing to the product, whatever he is producing, you figure that out by his salary, unless he is an entrepreneur. So, all that Indian citizens are producing irrespective of the territorial boundaries of India, wherever they are, final goods and all that in a given period, that is called the national product. National product. Nationality. Domestic means geography, territory. So now, gross is gross, gross to net is minus the depreciation. Now the challenge is to see which is good, DP or NP. See, it doesn't matter to me what your Sundar Pichai, I don't know if he is a citizen of India, but he is in America. What he is producing there? It's okay, Google is, a global public good, kind of. So the point is, I want people to produce in my country. I want them to bring capital into my country, create jobs in my country. I want them to give competition to my enterprises. I want them to contribute to the tax collection of the government of India. And I want them to do research and development in my country. etc., etc. So tangibly, intangibly, if the foreign direct investment comes into my country, contributes to the product within my country, within my geographical boundaries, that is the best case scenario for me. Should I not be investing outside? Invest. What is the problem? But I would like, as much as possible, investment in my country. You are so good, you go out and invest. After all, you are there in Malaysia, Indonesia, China, Japan, America, wherever we go, Indian companies are there. It's a tribute to our entrepreneurship and quality. But I want investment in my country for all the benefits that I have told you. You know, some countries have an NP which is bigger than DP. For example, Japan. They are everywhere. Some countries have a lot of DP, much more than NP. For example, China till about 10-15 years back, right now they have the BRI. BRI is a lot of money going outside, global investment and all that. But till 10-15 years back, the whole world was there in China. China DP was much larger and NP, they were hardly there outside. So, it depends. So for some countries, NP is more, for some countries, DP is more. Take the case of Ireland, very interesting. Ireland. You know, this Ireland and these details you won't find in the pages you are getting every day because you are not meant to know that here. This is comfort. Now I know from here I can go to any length for the examination. My foundations are strong. So this is a foundational book, NCERT plus type. With this, your sense of economics is rooted. After that, when you read the big book, big relative to this, you are ready for the exam. So in that you will find Ireland. Ireland, see, this is Ireland, this is the world. Here is an American company, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, that's Google, Meta, they're all registered in Ireland because in Ireland tax it's a tax haven, concessional tax 7%, 6%. Ask your CA, he'll bring it down to 1% also. If you are operating in America, tax rates are at least 15%. If you are operating in Ireland, tax rates are on paper itself very low, but on top of that you could work your way to 1%, 2%. So these guys are in Ireland. Technically speaking, a company is a legal person. The Irish national product is so big, none of them is making anything in Ireland. So in Ireland, these guys have hired small offices, So, Irish NP will be this much, Irish DP will be this much. They're making nothing in Ireland. They're making everything in America and rest of the world. All that they're registered there because they don't have to pay much tax there. So this is the case where NP is so artificially large because it's a paper product. It's a paper number there. But take Japan, they make a lot of things outside Japan. And so their NP is seriously bigger than DP. And America also, whatever they're making so much outside in the world. So this is a short introduction to DP and NP. Looks like my time is up for the day. We are winding down at this point. Tomorrow I want to complete everything. Don't come prepared. Yeah, I'll build you up. Come prepared even better. But we have those, na?
Yes.
कल के लिए